Welcome to the
Welcome to the Camera Shy
podcast.
I don't really know what to call it, but it's a would you fire me for or would you quit if.
Right.
So it's kind of just seeing how we can test each other's boundaries. Would you fire me if I showed up to a faraway shoot, like 6 hours far away, with dead batteries? And like no charger, nothing, can't get a hand on it, like can't charge my batteries. And they've paid a lot of money. And then we reschedule and I do it again.
Oh, okay, right. I was going to say first time, obviously, you know, you learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn from your mistakes.
But yeah, the next time I've just forgotten them. So I did charge them.
Oh, right, okay. So not the same mistake.
Yeah.
Multiple mistakes. That would be very frustrating. I probably wouldn't fire you, but you'd get us.
I'd quit.
Taken off.
I'd quit from embarrassment.
It would be embarrassing.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah. But remember, if I'm there, I've probably got video cameras and I'd give you...
You're not there.
I'm not there?
No. It's a lot of money.
How are you getting there then?
Don't know. That, we don't need to know that.
You had to be sent on a plane.
Yeah.
Which could only be booked once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not fired, but serious
Really?
ticking off.
I think you would.
I'll be like, you need to evaluate.
What if I did it a third time?
Third time. I wouldn't send you the third time. I'd be like, no, you've lost privileges.
What if I did it on my next shoot? So not the same, but...
So basically you're then unemployable from that point on because every single time you're just
yeah, basically.
Then, yeah, we'd have to have a discussion then. We'd just be like, this cannot happen.
Okay.
That is a ridiculous thing because, like, that's your job. And if you turned up and you just couldn't do your job, then...
I think they're all like this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So they just get more extreme. And if I go,
basically.
Oh, no, you'd be all right. And then you're going to go, and what if I killed someone?
Yeah. Okay. So my next one I thought about the other day. You know when, we can bleep this out, Austin Butler was complaining about his donut eating shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What if I posted him eating the donut?
Oh.
What would you do then? Because how much trouble would you get into?
So your question is, if there was an NDA'd shot that a big famous star had said, I don't like that shot, remove it from every single social media thing. And then you got behind my computer and was like, this is the shot, posted it to social media.
Yeah. And like tagged everyone.
Because
I just thought it'd be funny.
It might not actually be my decision to whether to, they might say like, we can't work with you if that person's still at your workplace.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I'm basically just putting the blame on someone else.
But what if they don't say that? They just really
if they
pissed
didn't,
off.
if they were just like, you are the problem, I'd be like, oh well. But you would have lost me big old client.
Yeah,
then.
but what if I did it?
Yeah.
Somehow got that footage off your computer.
Wow.
Right, posted it on like a burner account, like an account like.
Oh, and I was just
and
like,
everyone's like, you're the one on this project.
But framed me.
But yeah,
she's framing me now.
But like, you can't prove it's me, like at all. Like, there's no history.
Oh, and then you're really like, oh my God.
But like everyone else who's got access to this footage is like, no.
I suppose it is shared footage, but then if it's like,
but like if they can prove that
our logo in the background or something.
I know these are silly, but
yeah,
it's just funny.
But the thing is, like I know I'm my own HR, but if I can't prove it was you and you say it wasn't, then what can I do? I'll fire you for something else. I'll fire you for not charging batteries.
What if I told every client we had that you fancied them in detail? And then it got true. And then it got back to Laura.
And then it got back to Laura.
Like every single person.
Every single client. Man, woman, child.
Yeah.
Great.
Or that I told them that you were making comments. It's basically that you fancied them, but like took it to an extreme, told them the comments.
I used to say that about Emre to every client.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I said a couple. No, I didn't. Because it used to be in the other way. People were just like, oh, where's Emery?
Oh,
Where's
yeah, they
Emery
found,
at?"
yeah.
So I won't say who, but
Oh, I know
he's
who.
with his wife.
I know
He's
who.
with his wife. You leave him alone.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, if you were getting me in trouble with clients, to be honest, I don't think people would care, and I don't think Laura would care. So maybe.
What
that
if she
would just be
divorced
funny.
you?
If you were like, if she divorced me, like she's got a load of things that she could divorce me over, I'm sure. If she's gonna divorce me over that, so it's fine. But if she thought it was true, because yeah, I suppose.
And like, you made me go to her and confess that I was lying, but
You just went
every
"It's true."
every time I did it, I blushed. Like every time, like winking at her.
Just being like, Lloyd's asked me to come to tell you
Yeah,
that he's recording.
yeah, that would
Yeah.
be funny.
So we're warned now. Like Lara's got that in her as a.
I would never.
But it's funny to think about.
Yeah,
You wouldn't get fired because I don't think anyone would believe it, and I don't think Laura would care. But then if you did,
Yeah.
if you tried to keep doing it, then I might have to create some space between us because you're poisonous. They're good questions, though.
I tripped over a light stand.
I know where this is going
no.
immediately.
And we've got clients in.
Right.
It killed them. It fell and killed them. What would you do?
Wow.
But like, it was my fault because I put it in a really bad place. There was wires everywhere. Basically, all of
Yeah.
it was my fault.
Mm.
So like, but then your insurance is covering it, so I don't get in trouble.
So if my insurance is covering it, and bless the poor client who has passed away, it's on your conscience and on mine for
Really?
not training you better. Though I've trained you better.
Yeah, I would
than-
never.
But if you accidentally killed someone through negligence, bigger problems, I guess, than firing you. I think you would be in
I think
debt
I'd just cry.
forever.
Yeah,
Just till the
especially
end of
in
time.
here. I probably wouldn't be able to come back.
Oh,
Probably,
yeah.
yeah,
You'd quit.
probably,
Yeah. Someone need to fight you.
yeah.
Glad we worked that one out.
Okay. I had this thought the other day. I was walking up the stairs with 3 lenses,
Wow.
and like you can comfortably carry that.
Yeah.
Then I was just like, what if I just dropped them all? But I was like, what if I dropped like a proper stack of everything and it all just broke?
Well, I've had boxes fall off the top and break, but they were Pelly boxes, so they're built for that.
Oh,
But that's the one that had the handle break off.
oh,
So that happened. The stuff inside was fine. I've had stuff break. If it was 3 of like
but it's all
prime
cameras.
lenses, or cameras and stuff like that, yeah. Like that's when insurance would, have to come in. That's why we have insurance. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah. Not fired, but you'd be limited to carrying 2 items from now on out. You'd be like, but I want to take 3.
That's why I don't carry a lot at once. No, it is because I always think I'm going to drop it because I used to drop a ton of
that's good.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that's the funniest is when I give you a paper roll and then you're just like bash, 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 bash. And I'm just like, it's simpler than that. I know it is. And you're just like, bash, oh, bash. You forget that there's another end to it. I don't know how you do it.
I don't have spatial awareness.
Yeah.
I think that's why I haven't passed my driving yet because
Right.
I don't have any awareness. It took me ages to learn to park
Yeah.
and I can barely do that. So like, yeah.
Colourblind would be more thingy for this one.
Yeah. Oh, would you fire me if I went blind?
If you went blind. I don't know how I would be able to.
Because I can't do the work.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what the
surely-
rules are on that. Like,
I
as
think
a disabled person myself,
Yeah.
I would like to make sure that Lara wouldn't lose her job in that case. But if you couldn't see, maybe I'd just move. I'd just move location. She'd never find me.
And what? Install like speakers?
No, like
Give me fake.
just move offices, and then you'd be like, "Where's my job?" And I'd be like,
Oh.
"No, imagine." No, no. I'd make allowances. I'd have you sweep, sweep or something.
I couldn't.
No, just sweep the whole thing like a Roomba. Going around sweeping the whole thing, learning like a cat with whiskers.
Yeah, I didn't know what's going on.
And eventually you'd be like, "Thank you, Lloyd, because you've taught me, like Daredevil, how to like see without seeing." And you'd all of a sudden you'd have spatial awareness, and then you'd probably be able to take up Braille photography after that. Maybe you'd invent it. Here we go.
Okay.
Just sorted your life out for you. Don't worry about it.
Would you fire me if I formatted an SD card before backing it up with that have photos and videos of a 5-day shoot?
I wouldn't know how we would cram 5 days onto it, but yeah. No, I wouldn't fire you, but that would be very disappointing.
Yeah.
But now it just makes me feel that I need to be very protective over the memory cards around you.
I'm not going to do anything. I just thought, what's like the extreme?
I suppose you're like, is this okay to format? Or you'll look at it and you'll be like, it's this client, can I format? And I'll be like, yeah, it's all backed up. And you know if we've edited it, then it's good. And now we've got a few more cards in the thing.
Yeah, so. I don't tend to format anyway.
So don't worry, clients. Your media is safe with us. Not with her. Just with us. Because I'm around to stop her from deleting things.
Oh my God, what if I got rid of everything on the server?
Yeah, that would be... Yeah.
Like, what would you do?
Imagine if... So you know when I joked about when Siri was like, "Oh, hello," on your
delete
computer.
All your files.
And then I was like, delete all the files. And then it just deleted all the files on my server.
Would you fire me for that?
I wouldn't fire you, no.
Yeah.
But that would be outrageous.
You know how we've spoken about getting Vinny to make pizzas on like a create day or something?
Yeah.
Would you fire me if he gave everyone like food poisoning?
No.
On purpose.
On purpose. No.
Like you just wanted to see how sick he could get people.
Oh, right.
And I knew about it.
Like a criminal mastermind.
Yeah.
And you knew about it. And you, well, obviously I wouldn't be hiring Vincenzo's Pizza back, but no. I would, and then I assume I'd not pay him if everyone died and stuff. But I'm not paying for poison pizzas.
What if you got food poisoning?
I would have been ill, yeah.
No, just you.
Just me.
Was like...
Vinny was trying to take me out.
Yeah, like the whole time, he's just like kind of been like, no, your pizza's coming last. It's that one over there. Like they were all the same.
I'd fire you for making me wait for pizza. That's what.
Yeah.
Your one's that one. Nobody else touched this one. That's for Lloyd.
Extra protein.
Yeah, extra protein in it. And I just dropped dead. I can't fire anyone. I'm dead.
No.
Would you leave if I hired the worst person you could think of? Like, as in, you think of your like history of knowing people, the worst person that you've interacted with.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
If you wouldn't get rid of them, then yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not like we've got, like it's just us two. So if we added one more person, like there isn't enough people to balance them out.
No. Yeah, it's not like you can hide with other people.
Yeah. Like I struggled at my previous job with people, but there was enough that I didn't have to go near them as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd really struggle, I think.
I would do that.
Yeah. I think I could get you to fire them.
Just be
instead, because I wouldn't want to leave.
They didn't back up the files and then they didn't do it again.
What if they were just really horrible, but they did their job really well? Like we were getting way more business.
No. Like, I mean,
They can work from home.
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's not why I work. Like, I'd rather get on with people. Like, if people come along and they're horrible and like complaining and stuff, I'm just like, I'm not doing the work anymore. Keep your monies.
Yeah.
You are awful. But luckily, we have really great clients, and I don't have to do that. And then obviously, if we make mistakes, then maybe I give. But it's not their fault. But yeah, it's got flipped around on me again. This you're supposed to be the one,
So,
right? So
yeah,
would you leave if you weren't allowed to use heaters?
Yeah. Sorry.
It would be so cold.
I'd maybe be like, I can work the summer months.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll
Or like be at home or work
Yeah.
from home. So yeah, I probably wouldn't if I could. Yeah, I wouldn't, I think. actually.
Would you leave if I forced you to shoot on Sony? But I didn't.
No.
But I didn't buy you a Sony or let you use mine. But I was
it'd be a bit
like, we're
expensive.
shooting Sony now. We're shooting Sony now, and only Sony. I don't like Canon anymore.
Now I feel like you're going to do it.
No, you need to catch up with the system. I prefer how these look. They're Sony. Make it so.
Maybe I would, but I'd take really bad pictures just to piss you off.
And I'd be like, I've made the worst decision ever. And you'd be like,
Or like
"Still
I'd
got my
bump up,
Canon."
yeah, I'd bump up the greens, like loads in each picture. I'd be like, I can't fix it.
Yeah, because you know that's my thing with Sony.
Yeah.
Very sly. Okay. So I can't do that. Would you leave if once a week we had to measure all of the Colorama lengths, measure them, roll them out,
What the hell?
and measure how long, no matter how busy we've been. But I was just like, nope, I want to see if anyone's stealing paper. I want to know if there's anyone been trimming off the bottom.
Yeah, I think maybe I'd recommend you get some help.
Doesn't, no.
Or like
it's-
book like a therapist to come in or someone to come in to help you. And
So
get
how many paper Coloramas we got?
We've got loads. So like I think that
Like
would take me a week.
15
It'd probably take me.
to roll them all the way out.
Like, where would I
full
even do
length,
that?
And then measure them under my supervision, so I knew that you weren't cutting any corners.
Oh,
And then no matter what you suggested, like, why don't we seal them so we know that is thing? You can sign it.
no, I have to.
And I was
measure-
like, no,
even if we don't use them,
yeah. You still had to wind them out
I'd see.
all 15 meters
Yeah,
and measure it.
it's a little OCD.
Yeah.
I don't
Would you
know.
ask if I wanted to do that job? And I was just like, no, I'm the supervisor for this job. You are the person that does the measuring.
Maybe after a while, I'd drive me insane.
It would,
Like
wouldn't
after 2 weeks.
it? Yeah.
So yeah,
That's quite a good one.
quite terrifying.
Yeah.
I feel like you want me to do that.
Right.
I wouldn't.
There's a lot of jobs that could be similar to that, like charging batteries, so they're ready to go no matter what. We're like, so we haven't got a shoot coming up, no, but they need to be charged.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I get you to do some silly jobs anyway, but none like that. Let me think of one more. Okay. Would you leave if would you leave if I decided that my new and only clientele has to be OnlyFans models, but they are all men? And they need pictures, video, podcasts, the lot.
I'd
naked.
probably, yeah. I don't know.
But they don't, like, it doesn't matter.
I
We're
think-
not assuming that they're all great looking. They might
Yeah.
be into feet, all sorts. Could be anything.
I think Vinny would make me quit.
Really?
Yeah, I think he'd be quite uncomfortable.
That you're
Like if it was
taking
an
pictures of
everyday
bum
thing,
holes.
like if there's just naked men walking about.
Mm.
And he doesn't really support the OnlyFans stuff.
Ethos.
No.
No.
But I don't think... Depends if they're...
You said you wouldn't ages ago. You were like, if that was all I had to shoot was naked men, I would leave. And now she's like, actually,
No, I don't know.
it's good content.
Yeah. Because they'd be dressed a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And the OnlyFans people we have met, they're really nice.
Yeah, it's true.
So I can't imagine them being weirdos. It's just... I think it's a bit weird that it's just men.
Yeah. And I don't reckon there's that many.
No, so like...
But yeah. But like if we suddenly found a niche.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to shoot their content.
Yeah.
That would really gross me out.
Like you behind the camera, them in front of the camera.
Oh God. I'm basically a porn star at that point. Like...
No. You're not anywhere
I
near
know,
them.
but like in my head, I'm
Oh, right.
associating myself with it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's live.
You're right there.
No.
You're the V in POV.
No, I'd leave.
Right.
I'd leave.
There we
yeah.
go. Let's leave that whole segment there.
Our next segment is interviewing Lloyd about owning a small business.
Yeah, small business.
I know some people don't like calling it that,
yeah.
but
If it's
Yeah.
small, it's small. Just call it small. It's
yeah.
Because you can do small, that's the reason why everyone calls it small, medium enterprises. Because you're
Really?
like,
I've never heard
because they're
of
just
that.
like, oh yeah, I run a small, medium enterprise. They're like, is it small or is it medium? And they're like, it's small. Like, give yourself a business range.
What's the most expensive mistake you've made so far?
Ooh.
Business related. At
Okay.
the studio.
I've had one shoot that had to be reshot. That's like a little bit expensive. But if we're talking like business things, I suppose when I've invested in equipment that doesn't get used that much, but we do okay in like getting around to using it. Probably Edelkrone, buying the Edelkrone sliders and stuff. But recently we've used them a fair amount. So, you know, it all comes around, and I've kept them for ages and they still hold up.
Yeah.
Or maybe the motion side of things, because we don't use that.
Oh yeah, that doesn't really work.
It's a little wiggly wobbly.
Yeah.
But,
'cause-
yeah. It might just be us or me not doing it properly. So yeah, I would say kit that seems really good, and it's not really necessary. That's my biggest thing. But that's only like maybe I'd put a value on it like about £2,000 wasted in a year. So that's fine.
Do you think social media is helping or hurting your business?
I think social media is helping my business because obviously we make content. People see other people making content, whether or not they do it with us, and we're going to be an option to use to do it. So yeah, social media definitely helps.
Do you like working with me?
I really enjoy working with you.
Okay. Cool.
You're a good person to work with.
Okay.
And you're a hard worker and you're very good. So yeah.
This is just me getting my
Yeah,
praise.
exactly. What types of questions are these? This isn't an interview. It's going to turn into like hair up,
Do you like
hair
my...
down, hair up, hair down.
I just popped that in there just to see.
Was it even on the list? Wasn't it?
If you had to start over again, what would you do differently?
I think there's just a few things that we've overkilled here. Like the soundproof pod might have been a bit of an overkill. And obviously it costs quite a lot to build and make. Some people love it. It is good and it's better than most people have.
Yeah.
But where we are, I think people might, you could go to a studio that has these mics, just has a room, and they figure it all out in post, and it's not like soundproofed and stuff like that. But here, there is a lot of noise that goes around, so
Yeah.
you would need it here, I think.
I think most places are like this anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the Vixens pods, for instance, they're done out on the cove and they pass like in the same kind of way. It's a little less controlled, but you know, gives you a bit of flexibility of doing different things.
Yeah, we also do it in like weekends or evenings. I think,
where it's quieter. Yeah. So because the original idea was that you'd have someone up doing like product photography all day, people in here rotating all day, and then people out there doing photography.
Yeah.
So if it was that busy, you'd need it soundproof. But I don't think you could be recording audio out there.
No.
Audio in here.
Yeah, people
someone
coming
walking
out.
up there, us editing there. But that was the original idea.
Okay. What's the worst advice you heard before starting or before building the place?
Ooh, worst advice I heard.
It can be like family, but mainly like industry people.
I think people were generally, and I didn't really talk to many people about it.
Oh, okay.
I just did it. But you do hear people saying, oh, you need to have this and you need to have that, blah, blah, blah. Like sometimes, you don't need it. But I don't think I actually sought much advice to begin with. Probably should have. But yeah, there was a massive gap in the market for like studios around here. That's why 3 of them sprung up at the same time. And then
I think because Essex got busier.
Well, everyone was working from home, so like it just meant that studios in Essex are useful all of a sudden. So yeah.
What are the negatives of owning a business and managing it yourself?
Right. So bills, but that goes for life. Another big negative is the fact that sometimes you have to do what pays, not what you want to do.
Yeah.
But that is life again sometimes. So it's like amplified things of any benefit. You know, you got to pay tax, you got to pay VAT. Employees, you have to pay national insurance. You have, all that sort of stuff. You have to do the admin for everyone. People are always trying to make money off you as well, and that's actually one of the weirdest things. It's like our business is quite small, but you'll be surprised who reaches out and goes, "Hey, you should get a server system and a cloud thing," and you're just like, if I just said like there would be no money because everyone's trying to make like 10 grand off you.
You've had people calling up for like security, like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So like mattresses we had. I almost bought one of them. Not for our male OnlyFans guys, but it was for home. But now I don't need one in case that guy comes back. But yeah, it's just a lot more stuff. It's like owning a home, owning an extra home. There's things to do always. Yeah,
it is an extra home, isn't it?
It is. It's tidier than my home at home.
Really?
Sometimes. Actually, my home's very, very tidy, especially at the moment. But I suppose it is having a place that is like it's all my decisions of where stuff is, like, and stuff I've agreed on and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have like a little place that is your baby rather than, something that anyone else has kind of muscled in on.
Yeah. What are the positives of owning a business?
Well, I suppose that last one, so it's something that you can be proud of, something that you can develop as you go. It's nice to have people reach out and say, I'd love to work there. That's cool. When people come in and they're just like, this space is amazing, like say good things, that's all good. yeah, having people in, using it, enjoying your work, all of those things is good. You know, like it's the same thing. So if this was an accountancy firm and I was just so proud of it,
Yeah.
and, you know, like even if it wasn't doing the best business wise, I'd still be proud of it. And it, you know, like, so just because it's like fun work a lot of the time doesn't mean I'm any less proud of it. Whatever that meant. Like,
I understood.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, I'm proud of it because it is something that I built, not just because people say, "Oh, it's cool," and it must be cool, like, you know, doing video and stuff like that. Not that anyone really says that. But it is like, it's quite a desirable job, and I'll be reading an email from someone that.
No, please don't. Are
Do
you
you
actually?
No, do you not want to?
Not really.
Okay, let's not do it.
You can if you want.
But
I
it is
can't
your
stop you.
anniversary.
I
Let me
know.
say a little piece to the camera then. And you can get away from having your email read. A year ago, almost to the day, I was... What month are we? March.
It was a year and a bit.
Oh, no, it was a year and a bit then. Okay, right. So, as some of our followers may know, or if you don't know, get to know, we had Imre and Ellie here in 2013, 24? Yeah, 2023.
2013.
2023. And Emery left to go living in the West Country and Southwest Country, I think. And then Ellie left to travel the world. And I was a little bit like, what the fuck am I going to do? Maybe I'll just do it all myself. I am pretty good, so I would try. Your face, you're
Got
like,
offended. You need me.
I do need you. And I was a bit like, okay, maybe I'll shop around in a bit. And obviously I was leaving it. Then this little email came through from someone. Let's call her Lara.
Okay.
She had loads of middle names I could not pronounce. And she said, just checking in.
Even you talking about it makes me cringe.
Like, I'm looking for work in creative fields. I'd love to be a photographer, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
Here's my CV. I've done stuff. It was very official, very polite, very well worded, very thought out. And I won't read it out because...
There's like 2 spelling mistakes.
Are there?
There is, because I remember Vinny reading it out after I'd sent it and I was like, fuck.
Oh, I didn't know.
I got really upset.
I think I saw your surname and I was like, I'll allow that.
Yeah.
And then you came in.
Oh, because I'm foreign.
What?
It took me a while.
To be fair, I have spelt your name with a Z at the end, so we are even.
Oh, yeah. I've done that as well. Sometimes I forget.
It's your name. But yeah, so you came in, and I didn't even know actually whether you were, because you actually smartly was like, well, maybe I'll come in and I'll just shadow you guys and see how I like the job, because I don't even know. And I was like, she wants to come in and judge us. So then obviously you came in, and yeah, like luckily you thought we were okay and you stayed. And I never looked back. It's been a pleasure having you.
No.
But yeah, you're fired.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, it's been good. And I'll put a link down below to her email.
No.
That's funny. But yeah, happy year.
Yeah.
It's a year of permanent, isn't it?
It doesn't feel like a year. It feels like a couple months.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
It's gone really fast, that Don't know, scared me a little bit.
I do sometimes look at stuff and I realise that the job was ages ago. And I'm like, did you shoot this? I do it a lot, don't I?
You'll do that for that stuff that's like 4 years ago. And I'm like...
Yeah. Sometimes I get it wrong.
Yeah.
Did you shoot that one? And then you're like, yeah. I was like, how long ago was it then? So, yeah. But yeah, we're doing great things. All right, let's talk about the future for a little bit. So obviously you're a pro now, you're doing stuff. If we were to get someone else to help out, because hopefully the summer always brings busyness. So if we were to get someone else, what would they have to be like? I've got something in my mind. I'd like to hear what's in yours.
Kind.
Personality types.
Kind,
right? Could we have 3 kind people? I'm kind.
It would be fun to have like a really bitchy person.
Yeah,
like someone quite negative.
But someone who is like really
but
into
they're quite
us,
funny.
But
Yeah.
like to everyone else, they're like, what a cow. And then they're like, slay to us.
Yeah. Like
I don't know why they really
like
count.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like our advocates, kind.
Not that I want someone there to slag people off. I just think maybe we need some drama.
Some drama.
Sometimes.
I could do without drama.
Okay.
So like less drama would be good.
Yeah. No. So they'd have to be kind, respectful, understanding. Because like, yeah.
I get that, because imagine if someone came in and then they're just like the way you do things, guys.
Yeah, they'd have to be very open.
Yeah. Open to learning the ways of
Lloyd.
of our ways.
Yeah.
You'd have to train them as well. That would be your job.
Yeah. Just know they'd get things wrong and then be like, Lara said that was the way to do it. And they'd be like,
And you'd be like,
because that used to happen to me at Frank's.
oh, and they'd blame you. And Lara said that's the way we do it. All right. You put the date first, then the month, then...
I did the way we do the date the other day when signing my skin form thing. And I was like, fuck, that's not how normal people do the date.
People do it, yeah.
So then I crossed
slashes.
it. Yeah, then I crossed it out, did it, and I was like, wait, that doesn't look right. And I was like, am I this slow that I don't know how to write the date?
Integrated. The thing is, on a sign-in sheet, it's not stacked in numerical order, so you're probably okay. But yeah, that's funny
It
how
really
much it's
bothered
affected
me.
you.
Yeah.
But it makes so much sense. Like when you realise how much sense it makes.
Yeah, because the year is more important.
Yeah.
Then the month, then the day. Because
Exactly.
like it actually doesn't make sense.
And I want them right next to each other. I don't want it up there on the 1st
Yeah.
and then down there on the 31st. I want them 1st, 31st.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, they'd have to be open.
Yep. Willing to...
Yeah. They can't... I don't think I'm opinionated or like... I don't have many beliefs. But I think it'd be hard to like employ someone with certain values and... I don't know, I know that sounds stupid. Like,
okay, let me...
reword it for me because...
let me ask you if I'm understanding what you mean. So say if someone was like, oh no, you can't work with them. They used to test on animals.
Yeah.
Like that, and you're just like, well, they don't anymore, but they used to.
Yeah,
like put them in the bin. I'm like, well, they're my biggest client.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends that are they're like that. They stick to it, and I think it's just not realistic.
They need to be sellouts.
Yeah, basically.
Like us.
No,
but they need to be open-minded in the fact that the world rotates and things need doing for different people. There could be, I suppose, it could be the same thing where a guy could come in and be like, I don't agree with models. I don't know why it would be a guy. It could be anyone. But someone could come in and be like, I don't agree with models. Just use mannequins.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, I'm not going to work on a shoot.
Well, I can imagine
models.
like religious people having certain beliefs.
Because they have skin.
Yeah, of like, I don't know, not wanting to shoot like the OnlyFans
Oh,
style.
yeah. I mean, I've worked with someone who has said that they won't work for certain people because of their beliefs. It was like,
Oh,
I think it
yeah.
might have been like a tobacco company, and like something that was on Peter's list of thing. They're like, no, I don't work with that. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't have any values.
No,
I'm
no.
just saying don't have stupid ones.
don't have ones that we disagree with.
Yeah.
I've got one for you and see if you agree. I think that a bit of Labrador energy could jazz up the place. You know the golden retriever energy, so
Like
Labrador.
Simpy. Like Simpy.
No.
Just like
no.
happy.
Happy.
The golden retriever.
Like
yeah.
you can't crush them. Their soul cannot be crushed. They're just always happy.
I've worked with people like that before and it's a little difficult.
Is it too much?
A little bit. Like you could be having the worst day and they're just like shaking you. Smile! And it's like, fuck off.
Okay.
Like, I've had people like that.
Yeah. Okay, maybe.
No, but I do think we could use happy person.
Yeah.
Not that we're not happy.
No,
but
exactly. Yeah. But I think that would be a good...
be good for shoots.
Yeah. And they like the people I know that are like golden retriever energy are really good in media. Like,
Can imagine.
yeah, people, when they're in a company, like, they just don't let them go. And they're like, come on, let's go. And yeah, they're good. That's why. I think it's because I know a couple of golden retriever energy people in media and they are great. So that's why I think that way.
Yeah.
But you never know. So yeah. So if you are any of the above,
Yeah, we haven't.
a person looking for work in media, kind, generous, got loads of money, I don't know, and get in touch because you could be the next person that writes a nicely worded email and then gets a call back saying, yo, pick up your little knapsack and stick, trot over to the studio.
Yeah.
You're under my wing now.
Oh, it's quite cute when you put it like that.
Ah, is it? Now that's how you... And there's you with a little stick. You know the napkin thing that I'm thinking, yeah? I don't know if your generation knows about that, because that's how we used to travel around back in the day.
I don't know if that's true. No, because that's not
it's cartoons, isn't it?
it's cartoons.
Yeah, do the like, comment and subscribe thing. And you're welcome. Yeah, we made content for you and you're watching it. If you made it this far, you're welcome. Right, goodbye.
It's like
something better.
It's like the Moana song. You're welcome.
Oh, there you go.